is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. You will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Deez's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you, yet I fear we have I have attempted to do the same through my own channels for now. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but what say you, Your Majesty? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation.
We're off to Vernworth Palace, then.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I refer to Waldar. Many a time as Deeza demanded Waldar amend the Code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time as the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. Our laws dictate that, Your Majesty, thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for Your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee be cautious should you be discovered.
Could you come over here?
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. For some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds, but as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, the false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken. Even the matter but may up approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into the man behind. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I have my thanks? Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Here. This should take care, Your Majesty. There is one. Masquerades being as they are, much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining.
This way, if you please.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. While examining the palace ledger for evidence of the Queen Regent's misdeeds, I made a curious discovery. For some time now, it seems, she has been. What's more, this inexpedient spending habit is recorded. This cannot be mere happenstance. I can only conclude that these sums are passing into the. Yet 'tis strange, for sweet crownflowers only grow on the eastern edge of Vermont. I dare say 'twas not an item chosen idly. Mayhap this knowledge will guide us in our. 'Tis a frail hope to be certain. Yet all the same, I would ask that Your Majesty venture to Vermont's eastern edge and probe into this young man's origins. I am glad to hear it, for I cannot shake the feeling that uncovering the identity of the false sovereign is the key.
Over here!
This army's seen better days.
Mayhap a noble will succumb to my charms.
Welcome to. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start you off?
What am I supposed to do? Look at my wares?
You'll never reach our destination if you continue in that direction, Mark.
Welcome to. And quality's what you need if you want to survive. so I've hoped to see you again.
While you're here, eh?
This ladder can take us to new heights.
After you, Arisen. Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
I say we collect as much as we can carry.
Here at last.
I'll harvest what I can, should it please you.
Know you of any place? Looks like we both got some time on our hands. Hope I didn't leave the pot on top.
Me? Just going.
I'll teach them a lesson they won't soon forget.
Materials such as this can be combined to craft things.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
Pawns may not enter the castle grounds, Master. We shall have to part ways at the gates.
I'm not the only one who's too busy for us.
Right. Just follow me.
Here's hoping there'll be no trouble today.
If you must go off on your own, there's naught to be done. I only hope you'll return sooner rather.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
This is no good.
Hubris is man's worst enemy. Silence. One of these days I'll buy myself a manor.
'Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray be cautious, Your Majesty.
That rat again. I'll gut him myself. There's ought to be said for peace and quiet.
So, you've come. Captain Brant bade me allow you.
What ruins your day like getting cut open?
Have you come to release me from this jail? Who are you? Aha! Then we are presented with three options. Or, Jesus arisen is false. Have you proof that you are... Ah! They say the arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon. By that mark, this reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, he went before the people, insisting that he, and not Regent Alphonse, was the true arisen, the one fit to lead them as their... And what befell him? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be a liar, whereupon his head was... Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be? Escape? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and deciphering old texts, and I need not turn my ear to Deesa's absurd. That said, if you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, tell me. Does that ring any bell? I suspected as much. Then we are done here. Well, I suspected as much.
I'll not stick my head where it will get cut off.
I must ask you to leave this place at once.
Oi! You can't come in here.
Oh, no, you don't. You're not allowed in here.
Let's take it easy.
Oi! You can't come in here.
Not sure I can handle this.
To is best. Pray, be cautious.
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. 'Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was— Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? Aye, Disa is my mother. Pray forgive me for not telling you sooner. 'Twas never my intent to deceive you. I'd simply feared that if I spoke the truth, none would wish to involve themselves with me. But that is no longer a concern. 'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose. My word, you mean to say that you are the true Arisen? That the Sovereign— Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. Have you seen him?
Me? No, sir.
Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent Kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into this further. I shall send word to Captain Brandt. I'll head out first and speak with the Sentinels. Use that opportunity. Forgive me. I couldn't sleep. I thought a stroll might clear my head.
Retire at my age.
Ah, good, you return. I find myself on edge when you stray from my line of sight.
Well, this simplifies things.
What's this? Come to admire my sculptures, have you? Oh, to think if only my collection were complete, I'd fain— Alas, the sculpture that I commissioned to be its centerpiece is— And 'twould wound my pride to have you behold my collection ere 'tis made whole. If your curiosity shall not be denied, however, mayhap you consider paying a visit to the man's home is located in Batal.
Who might have the answers we need? Shall we ask around?
Over damn near enough of
Sleep.
What's on it all?
'Tis a ladder. Shall we see where it leads?
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
My patience has its limits.
So, you'd make a fool of me, would you? You!
How dare you?
I'll not stand for this.
What am I to do?
Could you come over here? Our road was a long one, but here we are at last.
That's it.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. As a place with books likely to entice Magistrate Waldo, you say? Kendrick of the Gracious Hand is versed in many things. Perchance he knows of such a place? There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your... How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter, and from Batal no less. This alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that Deeza's schemes run deep. To think, Deeza's actions have weighed even on them. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Deeza is if Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Deeza's focus, we may be able to gain. You have done well, Your Majesty.
It seems we were right to suspect the Queen Regent. We ought to keep an eye on her in the days to come.
Mystifying. Queen Regent Deeza appears to be working in concert with this Phases fellow. But what precisely is that? Their aim?
Mayhap I ought to ask around town.
My head hurts just thinking about it. I get the sense
Arms for the poor. Pray. Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Many thanks. May fortune... hold on a moment, Sir Arisen. Perchance, you see, one of the children we care for here at the Great... Malcolm, his name is. He's a steady lad. I can't imagine This building's very old. It could be that he's found himself in some strange corner. Might I impose on you to search for him?
We won't get far with naught to go on. We'd best ask around, see what we can find out.
Malcolm's been really into exploring. Just the other day, he was going around telling anyone who'd listen about how he was an Malcolm? All he's doing, don't know why he bothered.
We were supposed to go exploring together. Wish he'd woken me up. I was really looking forward to going down into those vaults.
Shall we report back now? Just where are these vaults exactly? Let us return to Sir Kendrick. Perchance he will know more.
Vaults, you say? By my knowledge, they were sealed off. Ah, but you mention rubble. Come, I fear there's not a moment to lose.
Pray, follow me, and quickly. I believe this is the place to which the children were referring. Look, there, a hole. Could he have passed through here? There is naught to be done but have a look for ourselves. The passage ahead looks small, but we may be able to squeeze through. Let us make haste.
I wonder what discoveries await us further in.
Pray, speak up should you notice aught amiss. At last! The moment I've been waiting for. Allow me to gather these up.
Prepare for battle!
Malcolm, thank goodness you are unharmed. You have my eternal gratitude, Sir Arisen. Now I can breathe freely.
Sir Kendrick, you'll never believe what I've found. It's books, sir. Books, books, and more books. It's like...
Truly? Perhaps we ought to take a look.
We ought to be guided to our destination. Let's try to follow along.
It is no great shock to me.
Is there no getting through this door?
Over here!
Heavens above!
Isn't it amazing?
'Tis quite a find indeed. Is this some manner of archive? Why, I've ne'er seen so many books. This collection must be worth a fortune. 'Tis a veritable... Might I ask that you not share the existence of this place with others, Sir Arisen? We cannot allow the knowledge accumulated here to be misused, or we ought to entrust its care to someone worthy, someone who can... As for you, Malcolm, I forbid you from telling anyone else about this place.
Oh, but...
However, in exchange for your silence, let's investigate this place's secrets together.
'Tis quite the collection of tomes. I'm sure I'd be seeing stars were I the scholarly sort.
The books ne'er seem to end.
Pray, slow your feet. You run too fast for the likes of me.
No time to catch your breath. Try to keep up.
You're always good for a laugh.
What should I do?
What a right mess I'm in.
There was a patient man.
I can't count the number of meats and fish that have gone to rot in my pack. You'd think the smell would remind me.
You too? Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I shall gladly aid you if 'tis with...
I don't know what to do. Never mind what they say.
Come to think of it,
This ladder can take us to new heights.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above. As I recall, the location of another of our tasks is not far from here.
We'll make our way there in time. As to whether 'twill be sooner or... later, that is for the Arisen to decide.
Do you know how long you'll be? I only ask so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
Mayhap you've been misinformed, sir, but there isn't to be a masquerade this day. I would fain aid you if you are... Such quietude is a blessing.
Not for it. Cut my teeth in the wood. Always sets me to thinking, this place.
My sword arm. Use some work. I only pray my watch finishes without incident. Just between you and me, my survey missions through the caverns and ruins have been my task. 'Tis so back and forth I go.
Still a while to go before we ship. It's over.
Silence cultivates wisdom. This job better be worth it. It's too bloody early.
Mayhap I'll come here and do a daily list.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm cut out for this work.
I'd sooner stay out of the back. It's just allowed anyway.
You are not permitted to be here. Move along.
Not one noble.
Unexpected shit.
Not getting cut open.
Well, have you found some place I might... Oh, to think such a place existed. How very curious. Guide me outside, then.
I'll not stick my head where it will get cut off.
Come along. Guide me outside, then. Come along.
did you go, Master?
Aye, this should be far enough. If you truly are arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
This is my life.
Focus. My head grows, all goes awry.
I expect Captain Brandt will want to hear of this. We're going this way now, I suppose. By your will.
Perhaps the Arisen has recalled some more pressing business. Fret not. I'm sure we'll come back to this eventually.
Was a fascinating tale those soldiers outside the palace were discussing.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. It seems Magistrate Wardor has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great. Mayhap 'twould be prudent to visit the man on occasion and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray, take this.
Huzzah! You've done it!
We have achieved our objective.
That was over in a
When battling monsters, the big, larger monsters are always a threat. But that said, I have sounds positively fearsome, if you ask. The masquerade is already underway, sir. 'Twill be a long.
Mayhap I'll come here.
Well, out with...
I would fain a...
I'm a tad preoccupied.
Beg pardon, sir?
I will see to it that...
If you don't mind, sir, have my... We're not to talk.
I must ask you to comport yourself.
Now, we who are gathered here are naught but nameless nobles. 'Twould be uncouth to inquire after.
Who are you supposed to...
I've a pressing...
I shan't let any...
I suppose I could.
Best to remain so...
Naught but tedious talk of golden gum.
I'm frightfully busy.
I trust the Shump.
Talent's talent, whate'er.
naught but tedious.
Best to remain sober.
I must be vigilant. The townspeople depend on me.
I've little enough gold to spend as 'tis. I find it
In my youth, I... Let them talk. I'm too old to care. Always sets me to thinking, this place here.
Well now, you're...
What is it? Has something happened?
We have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
We need to scour the area. Well, scour what you like.
In here.
Open up!
You're dressed rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host's wrath upon yourself. I will summon you if aught is amiss.
Pray forgive the intrusion.
And what business have you here? In the nobles' playground? You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for this, perchance?
Come on, then. Keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your damned king, and a king deserves royal treatment.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Tell us, Your Majesty, would you prefer more drink, or shall we find some other way to amuse ourselves?
Aye. Let's change things up.
I believe I cautioned you to keep your drunken revelry in check. Lest you forget, these celebrations of your valor are but a pretense for more serious matters.
I know. I do. It's just I get the poison in me and things happen is all.
You need only serve as our false king until Sven becomes consul. Till then, however, you would do well to remember that your role demands a certain degree of dignity. I trust you understand your position, Your Majesty.
Nay, as you say, I'll go and sober up.
Why not remove yours as well? This is not the masquerade hall, and we now find ourselves quite alone. What say we dispense with such pretenses and speak openly with one another, Lord Phasus?
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here, I wonder? If you came to learn of the Sovereign, then 'tis as you have seen. The man is naught but a ale-swilling pretender propped up by the Queen Regent. Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you make your escape. As you can see, I run an establishment that caters to... You're welcome to come and play anytime. If you escape with your life, that is. Know, however, that our services do...
Some patrons can be rather demanding.
I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest.
Sometimes this is the only place I can find peace. If someone comes looking for a fight, I won't say no.
Is this where you've been all this time? 'Tis rather far from where we agreed to meet up.
Our party is reunited. Surely we can ask for no more than that.
Anywhere's better than living in a crowd.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
I say we collect as much as we can carry.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Well, well. He is merely Deesa's puppet then. 'Tis likely that he knows naught of her, even were he to be removed. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this other man you mention. He seems a man of import. And yet, pray, allow me to investigate this matter further.
So the false sovereign, Queen Regent Deesa, and this Phasus fellow are all working together. Quite...
There is much we ought to tend to. I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, Your Majesty. He espied the delivery of a suspicious package to a man named Allard, a minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain on scene, 'tis plain that that alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deesa's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, Your Majesty? I shall ensure that the door to the minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray.
There is only one acceptable outcome. Complete and utter success.
Onward to Burnworth Castle.
We're off to Vernworth Palace, then. Let us make for the palace, that you might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. Though I cannot enter the palace myself, I will at least escort you to the entrance.
The Vanguard, we cannot accompany you.
You are the Arisen, yes? Follow me!
I've got to focus. Shift's only just may have more company.
Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards spy you, I will be forced to play my part.
I wish the Minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chambers with him everywhere. Everyone's as tired as I am.
I must
Thought the import ever happens here, anyhow.
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the Regent.
Oh, perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor.
My lord.
Oh, unwring your hands, you. As if anyone in this palace would. Now, if Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await.
Surely none more important than this. I speak of the ascension of the Sovereign.
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed in the present.
Well, well. We meet again. Is this...
Oi! Who goes there? Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, 'tis you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, milady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, milady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. I don't appreciate having my motives questioned. Something tells me this shan't be the last I see of you. Perhaps you'll be good enough to repay... Off you go now. If you wish to speak further, 'twill have to wait.
Always sets me to thinking. I always feel a sight better once I've had my dinner.
It seems you've made a discovery regarding the false sovereign. This ladder can take us to new heights.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal. Let me see. It reads, "True to our word, pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready." A meager clue, though 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not, though the political situation is stable at present. Much blood has been spilled between Vermund. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by secure? I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty, should you have time to spare, might you make for Mel? Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this.
Phasus. Now there's a name to remember.